have the utmost confidence in what my boy is doing. I'm going to tell you right now, he's better than Steph Curry.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Playoffs? You kidding me?
Hello and welcome inside the Sports Sermon. I'm Dylan Staggy, that's Jason Gandhi, and that's Zach Munson. And we have a special episode for you today because Game 1 of the Finals is over. We're going to be talking about that and then previewing Game 2. So we'll go ahead and start off with talking about our jerseys first. So, Zach, you want to start?
Yeah, so I wore LeBron because he's my favorite player in the NBA, and he went off for 51 points last game, so how to represent.
I got D-Wade. It's LeBron's best friend, former member of the Cavs this season, and he won some titles with LeBron.
I, the best player on the panel, number 5, J.R. Smith. You can see that, yeah. There's J.R., clutchest player in NBA history. Got the Dubs a win, so appreciate J.R. giving the Warriors a win, and yeah, had to wear that one. I mean, if there's a time to wear a J.R. Smith Cavs jersey, today was the day for sure.
Well, let's get into it then. Game 1. We'll go ahead and start off the game recap with Jason.
Yeah, so this was one crazy game. A costly blunder by J.R. Smith and a disputed foul call involving LeBron James were the difference in this one. Golden State got a serious scare when Thompson went down after Smith slid hard into the Splash Brothers' left leg at the 6:17 mark of the first quarter. Thompson laid grimacing in pain, then went to the locker room with what was called a bruised left leg that needed retaping. He returned for the start of the second quarter to huge roars from the yellow-clad sellout crowd and scored 24 points. He and Curry each connected on 5 threes. LeBron James shot 19 for 32 to go with 8 assists and 8 rebounds in the opener of his 8th straight NBA Finals and 9th overall as Cavs-Warriors Part 4 began. James notched his 8th 40-point game and during this playoff run to tie Hall of Famer Jerry West's feat in 1965 for most in a single postseason. Game 2 is Sunday night back at Oracle Arena, where the Warriors have won 18 of their last 19 games, and Golden State in 2015, they won the opener and Cleveland won Game 2, but it should be a good one. Game 2 usually decides the series. But let's get into those late game situations that have been so heavily scrutinized. Zach, we'll start with you on that block charge call. What'd you think?
So, I thought it was a huge mistake by the refs. You can't overturn that. I thought the rule was that you can only overturn a charge if he was in the restricted area. But he was easily outside of the restricted area. He was 4 feet away, at least.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for them to go back and review it. And second of all, that's a judgment call. And I saw on Fox Sports, I was watching the day after, and they said that if you had, and I agree with this, if you had 100 refs and you let them see it before and after the review, half of them would say it was a charge, half of them would say it was a block. It's a total judgment call, so you can't just go back and change it. That's just a bam play. So that was a terrible mistake by the refs. Also, in the NFL, you need indisputable evidence to overturn something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't the same be for the NBA? So I'm just very upset about that call.
I agree, but also disagree. I feel like you're arguing the wrong point. In real time, I thought it was a charge. I mean, I think we all agree on that. But then, once they reviewed it, it was an obvious block. Like, you can't...
No.
Yes, it was. He leaned into
He
him.
was an illegal standing... What are they?
No,
guarding
that is
position.
literally a block. Like, you cannot doubt...
Even,
you cannot debate the fact that's a block.
Steve Jobs, is that his name?
He said it was a block.
He said it was a charge.
The first time he saw it. But it's a block. Like, literally everyone knows it's a block.
Yeah, the broadcast view, it was blocked. Like, you could not see LeBron clearly that he was moving. But in the replay view, we all saw it was
it's a
from
block.
behind.
But you can't go back and overturn it, though. That's
Listen,
a call.
so that's not debatable that it was a block.
Yeah.
But where I can agree, like with you, is the decision to review it in general. He was not close to the restricted area, so I think it's questionable why they reviewed it. But the thing to counteract that, I guess, everyone always argues about the refs making the mistake. So if they weren't sure, they wanted to go make sure their call was right. So really, all of these people are mad because they went and tried to and made the right call. Like, it sucks as a Cavs fan and as a fan of basketball where you just want to, like, see the play. But, like, if you really look at it, the refs, like, they didn't make the wrong call. They made the wrong call originally, reviewed it, and made the right call.
But when does this ever happen?
Who cares?
When does it ever happen?
Why does that matter?
You do it in the
Why
NBA
does that matter?
Finals. Because For all of basketball, this never happened. Then you do it now and get.
It has happened.
So why?
It has happened.
No one even knew that rule. You didn't even know that rule before.
Steve Javi knew the rule. He said
Yeah,
it on
he
the
said
didn't know the rule.
podcast.
No one knew. Like, it's just,
Who cares if the casual fan knows
literally,
it?
You can't go and overturn that. It's a judgment
Yes, you
call.
can. No,
you can.
that's so stupid, though. The
it's
fact that
terrible.
it's a judgment call does not mean you cannot overturn it. That's stupid.
Yeah, you
That's
make
really
the
dumbest
call right
argument.
there. And you can't go
I'm
back.
agreeing with you. If you would have argued that, hey, they shouldn't have reviewed it, I'll give you that. But now you're arguing the fact that it wasn't a block, like that they shouldn't have
No,
called
I don't
it
know
at
what it
all.
was. It was between like.
It was a
I'm
block.
saying
He leaned
Steve
right
Javi-
into him.
I don't even know what it was, but you
It
can't go
literally
back
leaned
and
into
overturn
him. Show the video again. Like he literally leaned into him. Yeah, put it on, Dylan. This is the broadcast view. You can't
I've
tell.
seen this
It looks like
many
a
times.
charge. Looks like a charge.
it. I know. I've seen the other view too.
But then they show it from the backside, and you clearly see LeBron James lean with his left shoulder into him. It's going to come up right after this. Here you go. Watch his left shoulder.
yeah, I've seen this.
He leans right into him. That is a clear block.
I really don't know what that is. So. That's
How do you
just-
play
that's
basketball and
basic
not know what that is? Literally,
No,
look at
that
this.
was-
That's literally a block. He leans right into him. Like, I would be perfectly
But
fine.
the fact that we're like dissect, like you.
That's
they shouldn't-
basketball.
They shouldn't even be reviewed.
So you don't like reviews in basketball?
Not like that. Not in this instance.
Why? Your
I already
argument's so
said.
dumb. Like,
No.
the fact that they should, I agree, they should not have reviewed it because
That's what I'm
it
saying.
wasn't
They
close to
shouldn't
the
have
restricted
reviewed
area.
it.
But on the other side of that, everyone wants them to be right all the time. So they tried to go make sure they're right by checking to see if he's in the restricted area.
You can't
No,
just
the
do that.
thing that's dumb is that they went to check the restricted area and they changed something else. That should not be a
But
rule.
it is.
That
That's
should
not their
happen.
fault, though. That's in the rule book. You're allowed to, so they can. You know what I'm
It
saying?
shouldn't-
I
it
agree.
shouldn't happen.
I agree. It shouldn't be in the rule
That's
book. I
just
think
an inconsistency of what you're going to go
Yeah.
review
You
and
can't
what
review
you
one thing and
actually
change something else.
change in the play.
Yeah,
that,
I
that
think
should
that's
not happen, but I do think it was a block.
I think that's something that'll be talked about this next offseason about that. Can you change that? But the fact is that you can right now. In this instance, you still can. If it's happened tomorrow night in that game, they'll do the same thing. Like, you can't get mad at them for calling it a block. Like, it was a block. Like, that's literally not debatable. But the fact is that they maybe should not have reviewed it because, from our perspective, it was very clear outside the restricted area.
We'll agree to disagree.
All right, let's move on. So, what did you guys think of the Cavs role players on Game 1? Did they play well?
I mean, Jordan Clarkson was the absolute worst player of all time. He played timid. He was nervous, and he at times he tried to do it all by himself. He tried to be the man, and it's not the time to do it. He was absolutely terrible. He was like 2 for 9, and he was just took up space. He was terrible. I was so frustrated. And then Larry Nance, I thought he played well. He had several putback layups, which were key. Obviously, J.R. Smith was just so bad at the end. Inexcusable what he did. And Kevin Love, he played pretty well. He had a few shots to help out LeBron, especially when LeBron went to the bench. He had a few big shots. But I wish he would have made that 3 at the end of the game, but what are you going to do? And then George Hill, his whole game was highlighted by that last missed free throw. So, unfortunate that he missed the free throw. And then Tristan Thompson had 2 points. That's just terrible. So,
Yeah, obviously it was very well documented that you were not a fan of Jordan Clarkson. You tweeted about it. We all heard it when we were with you. I didn't think he played terrible. I obviously wasn't good, but he was not great. The way I looked at it was the forwards played really well. I thought Nance Jr. and Love played really good and helped him out. But it was just the guard play of Hill, Jordan Clarkson, JR, and Corver. All 4 of them really didn't do anything to change the game. I think the highest scoring one was JR, and he shot 3 for 10. So 10 points on 10 shots isn't great. So I think it was
terrible.
yeah, exactly. So I think it was really the forward stepped up, but the guard play was terrible.
how can you watch that game and then not see that Jordan Clarkson played terrible?
As I'm saying, the guards did not play well. It was the forward.
No, you say he didn't play terrible, but he didn't play good. That's what you said.
2 for 9 with 1 turnover is not terrible.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, no, I didn't, Zach.
He
My eyes
was
were
running
shut.
around aimlessly
I
with
was
the
literally
ball.
with you. I was
didn't know what
literally
to
with
do. Messed up their whole offense. Whole
Literally
pitch
watched
of
the
their
game
offense.
with you. How would I not?
I
have
know,
watched
but I
it?
don't know if you were watching because
No,
he
my eyes
played
were shut.
terrible. How
My
are
eyes
you
were
not
shut.
admitting that?
I didn't know the score.
How are you not admitting that?
Sorry, I'm JR.
You literally was running around with the ball.
I thought they were gonna foul me.
So you're not going to answer the question then.
I was up by 1.
You're not going to answer the question.
You're up by 1.
So how can you watch the game and not think that he played terrible?
Why are you so mad about this? We disagree on the fact that he didn't play that bad. You think he played
No,
terrible?
I'm
I thought he was bad.
confused.
Bad versus terrible is not that big of a deal.
You say he didn't play bad, but he didn't play good. So he played
I say he didn't play terrible, didn't play good. That's bad.
Then what did he play? He was
Bad.
just fine.
It was just bad. The same reason the guard play was bad.
Didn't play terrible, didn't play good, so he's bad. Okay, whatever. That doesn't make sense. But go ahead.
All right.
Anyway, I thought based on the eye test, they were actually pretty good. I thought they played decent defense, and they didn't give up on the game when they definitely could have at some points, like we've seen the Cavs do even in the last series against the Celtics.
Especially defensively.
Yeah. However, when I look at the box score, like they got to shoot threes better. Like that's their whole team. 27% is not going to cut it. If you take out LeBron's 3-pointers, they were 7 for 30 from behind the 3-point line.
The Rockets?
Yeah.
Just about. Yeah. I mean, I think when we were watching it, though, I didn't feel like like you said, like from the eye test, it didn't feel that bad. Like, I thought Kevin Love stepped up every time he needed to, and I thought Larry Nance had great minutes. I just thought it was the guards. I mean, Kyle Korver, you're literally made to shoot threes. George Hill, Jordan Clarkson, J.R. Smith, hit your shots. I think if the guards show up, it's a completely different series. But, I mean, I guess that's been the thing since game 1. Or game 40, whenever they made the trade. But, yeah.
All right, anyway, let's move on to the play. J.R. Smith, Steve Kerr after the game says that they got lucky with J.R. obviously doing what he did. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I think they did get lucky. Smith's blunder was just a mental lapse. Like it wasn't statistical by any means. It was just he didn't know the score. Hill missing it once again, just kind of lucky because, I mean, he's an 80% free throw shooter, and the refs not being able to tell about the restricted area. I mean, let's not get into it again, but like the fact that they reviewed it, somewhat lucky, I guess. I mean, it's just a judgment call from them, and so all of that's a little lucky. But I mean, at the same time, every championship team has a little luck in their season, and I think this was just one example of that. So I mean, it wasn't like
the Warriors should be all out of karma by now with Chris Paul getting injured. But
yeah, for real. I just mean like in general though, like every team that wins a championship has a little luck here and there.
A lot of luck.
But yeah.
Yeah, they definitely got lucky. And I just think it's funny that the Warriors at home, with their 4 Hall of Famers, needed 3 things at the end of the game to go their way. They needed that reverse from a charge to a block. They needed the Georgetown missed free throw and J.R. Smith to not even know what the score is, who had like a open 4-foot shot. So I think that's crazy that they need all those 3 things to beat LeBron. So
yeah, it definitely got lucky there. I mean, LeBron was wide open. I wish he would have passed it to LeBron just to see if he would make it or not.
If he would have missed it.
Like, honestly, like, can we just replay that moment? It doesn't have to count. I just want to know if LeBron would have made the shot.
I don't think J.R. would have passed the ball. I don't think he would
I don't think he would have either.
J.R. would not have passed that ball.
With 3 seconds left, LeBron was wide open at the top of the key.
I think I saw like the closest defender was like 17 feet away or something like that.
he would have made that.
I wish.
Shocker on who's saying that.
I just wish
He's
we
on
could
fire the entire game.
Yeah.
I just wish we could replay that moment so
I
we
know what
could
you're
see
saying.
if.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Cause I mean, that's the thing is if you missed that though, sports talk would have not even talked about his 51 points.
Yeah.
Literally just that one missed shot. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so the other thing, at the end of the game in overtime, Tristan Thompson obviously was not happy about Sean Livingston shooting the ball at the end, and eventually got him thrown out because of his unhappiness about it. What do you guys think about that unwritten rule at the end?
I think that unwritten rule is stupid. I would never take a turnover over a shot. If there is the shot clock on, you do not shoot the ball. Like, as a coach, I would never tell my guys, hey, take the turnover. You're up. Like, I would shoot it all the time. Unless they're doing, like, 360 windmills or shooting from, like, 35 feet, that's different. But, like, Livingston shot a 15-footer from the elbow. Like, there was nothing wrong with that. And, I mean, we can get into, like, the fight later and all that, but, like, the actual him shooting it about this unwritten rule that, like, if you're up, you shouldn't shoot, I think is so stupid. There's no reason you shouldn't shoot if there's a shot clock on.
I think that he should not have shot it at the end. It's more about just, like, respect. And, like, if it was, like, you know, a closer game, then was it 10 points at that point? Yeah, I think, obviously, you shoot it. But, like, it's a 10-point game with, like, less than 10 seconds left. I don't think you shoot that. I think it's more about respect.
But why would you take the turnover?
It's not a big deal. Like, turnover is irrelevant. Like, who really cares? You won the game. It doesn't matter.
But I mean, you never tell a team to take a turnover every shot. Like, just shoot this ball. Like, it's not a big deal that he shot it.
But it's irrelevant turnover. It's about respect.
It's no disrespect.
You maybe compare it to when if a team like in the NFL is like on the 1 yard line and they're up by like a touchdown, they just knee it or something like that. Maybe it's kind of comparable to that. It's about like respect. You know?
But I see what you're saying. I just think that's different because like it's not a like disrespect to them. It's just playing the game all the way to 0. Like it's not like they're not like calling plays. Like they dribbled it out until the end of the shot clock and shot it so they wouldn't get a turnover. Like I think my personal, like, if I was the coach, like, my philosophy would never be to take a turnover or a shot. Shoot the ball. Like, if they get mad, you're fine. Like, it didn't actually affect the Warriors. Tristan Thompson got thrown out. Like, I don't know. I just don't see the reason that it was such a big deal. Like, just let him take the shot. It wasn't like it's Sean Livingston too. It's not like it's Steph Curry or like Draymond. If it was Draymond, I think that's a whole different story. Like, okay, that could be a little like screw you kind of move. But like, it's Sean Livingston. Let him shoot the mid-range jumper and get over it.
I don't know. I think you really don't do that, and I think
So
because
he should not have shot it.
because there's no one else on like even that half of the court. He's just kind of there with Tristan Thompson, and like he dribbles hard, goes to a spot, and like tries on the jumper. Maybe if like he's just jokingly throwing up a 3 or something, it's not that bad.
See, I feel like that's worse because that's disrespectful. To like, oh, haha, like you know what I mean? Like that's like they're just playing to the end of the whistle. Like they're playing to the buzzer goes off. But it's not like they're like trying. It's just kind of like you got the ball. Oh, there's 2 seconds left.
I think you should hold it at the end.
All right, so let's move back to the end of regulation. Who's more at fault for the loss, George Hill or J.R. Smith?
Me? All right. I definitely think George Hill. If you play that last clip, it's on there of the play. George Hill is an 80% free throw shooter. There's no reason he should miss that. And J.R. Smith got the rebound over Kevin Durant. So like he already did his job. Obviously, I mean it's still stupid. Don't get me wrong. If it's a debate of like which is the dumber move, it's obviously J.R. because it was dumb. But the difference is George Hill was at the free throw line to win the game. J.R. Smith is just there to hopefully get a rebound, but if not, no one, like if he doesn't get the rebound, no one's like, oh, it's J.R.'s fault he didn't get the rebound. It's George Hill's fault that he missed the free throw. So the fact that he got the rebound was already enough. Yes, he was stupid after that, but there's no reason George Hill should miss the free throw.
I'm not saying it's that much of George Hill's fault. I mean, that's a tough free throw. Like to go up one in the finals with 5 seconds left. I mean, he's never been there before. I don't think you can fault him that much. It's not like he's 100% free throw shooter, and he did make
80%.
The first one. He did make the first one too, but JR is just mental lapse. I mean, you like not knowing what the score is with 5 seconds left in the
but
finals.
But he out-rebounded a 7-footer. That's one of the best in the game to get the ball anyway. Like, they would never have had the ball, but he out-rebounded
He didn't box out
Kevin
very.
Durant.
He didn't really box out very.
And that's not JR's fault. He
No,
just got the
but I'm
rebound.
saying like,
Yeah.
like he jumps over.
No, I
him,
know what you're
like,
saying. I'm just
he
saying,
didn't
like,
box out.
but he still got the rebound over a 7-footer and, like, got possession.
But then once you have the rebound, you have to make a play.
True,
see-
but he shouldn't be in that position. George Hill should make it. He's an 80% free throw
But
shooter.
obviously should have made that,
But you
but-
So it's his fault.
You see good free throw shooters miss clutch free throws, especially when they haven't been in the situation before. You
Yeah.
don't see people that
I mean, it's
have
'cause
been that have finals experience 3 years in a row forget the score with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I agree. It's dumber, but it doesn't make it like it's not. He should never have been in that position. They should have made the free throw. And even when they
But that
missed the
happens
free
in
throw,
basketball.
J.R. Smith got the rebound. Like any coach would be happy that he got the offensive rebound. But then,
But then he just dribbled it out.
yeah, but he
Didn't give him a
did.
chance.
But George Hill should have hit it. That's the thing.
Yeah, he should have hit it. I'm not denying that.
And he even got-
But I'm saying that stuff like it's both are false a lot.
And he
But
got
I'm
the
saying
ball
that,
to
that
George
happens
Hill
in
back.
basketball.
He dribbled it out and then passed it to George Hill. Obviously,
He didn't have time to shoot.
He got the shot off.
No, he
He got
didn't.
yes,
Did he get a shot off?
Yes, they count it as a block for Draymond, which means the shot had to get off. So,
But he was like fading away. Like,
I mean, yeah, it
off
wasn't a
one
good.
foot. It wasn't.
Obviously,
It wasn't really a.
no,
good
we're
shot.
not debating that it was a stupid play. What I'm saying is, he did two of the 3 things that happened were George Hill's fault. Like he missed a free throw, but then JR got the rebound. So like JR already did something in the positive. Yes, it was stupid and he should have passed it, but like,
Okay, well, George Hill did something in the positive. He made the first free throw.
but like that you should. You're an 80% free throw shooter. I guess like I don't feel like I'm asking much to hit 2 free throws. It's a
Right.
lot harder to
He
get an
should have
offensive
made it.
rebound.
I'm not denying that, but I'm
Exactly.
saying
That's why I think it's a bigger fault. Missing 2 free throws in a clutch situation.
Missed one free throw.
Sorry, miss 1 free throw in a clutch situation. I feel like is a bigger deal than getting an offensive rebound and not being able to get a shot up.
I mean, if you run the percentages, like making 2 80% free throws in a row,
Or offensive rebounding over the 7-footer.
I mean, I think it's because of mental lapse. 64% chance he makes both free throws. So, I mean, 36% of the time he's going to miss one no matter what.
I would like to know the percentages of what percent an offensive rebound when it's a guard versus a forward gets the offensive
What
rebound.
percent of the time do you forget the score in the middle of the finals?
That's
with
dumb.
5 seconds
That's
left?
dumb, but he shouldn't have been in that position. George Hill should make a free throw. That's the thing is he's not in this position if George Hill makes it. We're not talking about this at all.
Okay.
but he missed it. So it's on George Hill because he missed the free throw. J.R. Smith got a rebound and just didn't get a shot up. George Hill missed the free throw, which led to J.R. getting a rebound.
So
that's a positive that's a positive and negative cancel each other out. Where George Hill missed his free throw on a 107 to 107. You cannot miss that free throw.
But that stuff happens.
Who cares?
Missing
people miss free throws in
Yeah.
basketball.
Why does that make it
but
better?
no one
KD
forgets to score in basketball.
KD missed a ton of free throws in Game 7.
But not when it was 107 with 4 seconds left. Like, if you miss that, it's your fault. Like,
obviously, George Hill's fault too. They both have a lot of fault.
He's more
on
at
them.
fault.
I'm not denying that.
Okay.
All right, are we done? Okay, let's move on to Game 2. Game 1, obviously it was a surprise. The Cavs really played a lot closer than most people thought. Did Game 1 change your guys' view on the series?
No, I expected all the games to be close. I said that on here last time we talked about the series. I never counted out LeBron, and that's why I was so pumped for this series in the first place, because I knew every game would be good. Warriors-Cavs game, I take time 4. I mean, it's been awesome.
Yeah, I didn't think that it would be this competitive. I always knew that the Cavs had a chance because the simple fact they have LeBron. But it really got me excited about the series because they easily could have won this game. And so it gives me confidence that the Cavs can actually win the series. So
yeah, both teams had so many chances to win this game. Like, so many. They could have just taken advantage. That's why I think it's going to be such a good series.
It didn't really change for me either, but for a different reason. I mean, LeBron played absolutely perfect in Game 1, and I said he'd probably keep it close in a couple of games. I think this is one of them. If the Cavs even want to win one game, he'll have to play perfect again, and then the Cavs have to shoot probably like 40 to 45% at least from 3 if they want to beat the Warriors, because KD played terrible. Klay was injured for a little bit. I mean, this is going to be the Warriors' worst game of the series, by far.
By far.
And
well,
I
don't think that's true.
I
think
think
they have a
the
worse game.
Cavs maybe keep it close in 1 or 2 more, but I still don't think they get a game.
don't you think it's going to be a sweep?
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, do you want to say something, Jason? Or?
No. I would never count out LeBron, especially when how bad the Warriors looked in Game 1.
Yeah, I'm saying
I mean,
they're going to play a lot
that's
better
at
than the
home.
Warriors.
But that's at home. So, like, they're bound to play worse on the road.
I mean, they don't have to. Like, the Warriors can show up
Statistically,
anytime
it
they
says
want
that.
to.
Statistically, it says you're going to play worse on the road than you do at home. So,
Maybe
I'm
they
a
do
fan.
get a game at home, but I think the Warriors just completely go off in at least a couple of the next 2 games. All right. So who has more pressure now for Game 2, Warriors or Cavs?
I think, yes, the Warriors still have to win this next one at home to keep home court advantage, but I still think the Cavs have a little more pressure because they got to steal one at some point in Oracle, and I think that they need to win Game 2.
Yeah, and mentally, like all season, they haven't really seemed strong. And going down 2-0,
Yeah,
that's against the best
That's
team
tough.
ever.
yeah.
Like, I know they came back from 3-1 one time, but that was with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. They don't have those guys now.
I think the pressure is on the Cavs. Or, sorry, on the Warriors, not on the Cavs, because they're still at home. And I'm a big believer of the series doesn't start till someone loses at home. And so I think whoever's at home has the most pressure on them until someone loses a game. The Cavs almost still won at Oracle Thursday night. And now tomorrow night they're going to have another opportunity. And I think the pressure's on the Warriors to not give up home court advantage to the greatest player in the world.
Okay, so how should Cleveland think about Game 2 then? What should be their mindset going in?
I just think their mindset's got to be just got to steal a game in Golden State. All of the new guys now know what it's like to play in a final series. There's no more inexperience. You've been there, a tight game. So now it's just you need to steal one and defend home court. I mean, you do that, and you've put the series back to even. So, I mean, I just mean for the whole series, their mindset should just be you've got to get a game at Golden State.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Just for the role players, especially the guards, to help and support LeBron, and for everyone to like calm their nerves. For example, Jordan Clarkson.
I think they just gotta hope and pray that Kevin Durant doesn't show up, because if he does, they are done so fast. I mean, KD is what the Warriors run their offense through. Once he gets hot, then Steph and Klay get open shots because they're all focused on KD and they just work off of each other. With one part of that gone in Game 1, that's why the Cavs were able to still stay in it. And They just gotta hope and pray that Durant doesn't show up. All right. Besides Game 7 for the Rockets, speaking of KD, he has not been very good. Should the Warriors be concerned about him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but he doesn't look like he's having any fun. He looks like relieved when he hits a shot. Like he actually looks like, oh, thank God that went in. Like he is very it just looks like a completely different player since this Rockets series. I am very confused about what's going on. He shot 46% in the Rockets series, which was worse than Steph and Clay. And in Game 1, he shot 8 for 22, 1 for 7 from 3. And he looked uncomfortable. Like he looked like, I don't really want to be here. He just looked not like Kevin Durant, the guy we saw last year, who was having so much fun every time they play and would get all hype with Draymond. Like he just looked like a completely different person.
Yeah, he didn't play very well in the fourth quarter, so I would be concerned, but I'm still a believer that he is Kevin Durant, so I think he'll get back on track.
I mean, yeah, last year he had a sort of vengeance about him. He wanted that first title. He was hungry. He does not look hungry at all right now. He looks like Jason said, he could care less.
He just looks bored. Like he's like I don't think he will, but if this was happening when he's at Oklahoma City, I'd be like, he's gone. Like he's leaving. Like he looks like somebody that's ready to leave.
I mean, the thing is, his mindset affects him so much, and we've seen that throughout his career. But I think even if he doesn't have it, he can still play well. That's how good he is. But yeah. Obviously the Cavs were very hungry in Game 1. Those guys looked like they wanted it more than the Warriors, but unfortunately they just don't have enough talent to...
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to look the whole series. I think the Cavs are going to look hungrier than the Warriors. The Warriors are this is what we've seen this season. Like, the one thing I've learned about the Warriors is they won't turn it on until they have to. And so, if the Cavs can take advantage of that and do what the Rockets did, where they got up 15.5, 17.5, I think they're in very good shape. It's just a matter of you've got to have that much more energy and will to win in that first half. Because the first half with LeBron means so much more than the first half with James Harden. Like, if you have a great first half, LeBron's able to, relax a little bit, then he can just hold. I think LeBron might be the best guy, the guy you'd want in the league to hold a lead. Like, you're up by 10. I want this guy on the court to make sure we don't blow it.
The Cavs didn't ever get up by...
Exactly. That's the thing. I don't even think they even got up by 6. It never felt like the Cavs could ever get ahead. And if they do that, I think they're in good shape. And so... that's why I'm worried about Durant. Is just he has not looked like he's having fun or has not looked comfortable the entire series.
Okay, so how much does this loss affect the rest of the series and a Game 2 prediction from both of you guys?
You go.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I think it actually affects the series a lot. I think that was their game to win in Oracle, and now they have to win tomorrow. Like I said, they have to steal a game at Oracle. I thought they were going to do it in Game 1. I think I said that on here. I might not have. I thought they were going to do it in Game 1. Now tomorrow is going to be even tougher. I really thought it was going to go to 6, but right now I'm starting to lean towards a 5-game series because they lost. I don't know. I think it affects the series a lot in regards to how long it'll go. I'm starting to lean that it'll go 5 instead of 6.
Yeah, I agree. Cleveland needed that game. That was their not their one chance, but that was a really, really good chance of stealing one on the road. And I think that if they don't win Game 2, then they're not going to win this series. So
win the series at all? Win a game, you mean?
Win the series.
Okay, I got you.
So, did you make a prediction?
Oh, I didn't. Game 2. What are they favored by? Does anybody know?
11.5.
Again? Jeez.
I'm gonna go with the Warriors.
For how much?
Probably.
Game 1 was 10 points, but it was a 2-point game.
Yeah.
That's
I'd say 6 to 8.
6 to 8. I kind of want to go with the Cavs. I just feel like.
Pick one.
I don't know.
Pick one.
I know. I'm going back and forth. Have Dylan go, and I'll think about it. I don't know.
Warriors by 15. It's not gonna be close.
You said 50 the first game.
That was a joke.
How much does the loss affect the series, though?
I mean, I don't think it. I think
you're gonna stall.
I'm trying to stall. I don't know what I'm gonna stall. I don't know.
I think the Cavs would lose in 5 if they won that game, because that would definitely have woken up the giant beast of the Warriors. I mean, maybe JR saw 14 million reasons or 14 million different ways that the series could go.
13 reasons why?
14 million ways the series could go, and this was the only way. If you guys saw the latest Marvel movie, but
I did not. I thought you were either referring to 13 Reasons Why, because I heard the reasons. I was like, oh, here we go.
Come on.
I keep going back and forth. I think I'm going to roll with the Cavs. I think they got it. I think the Cavs win by 3. Not by much. I think the Cavs win by 3, and they make this. I think it's gonna be a series, and I think it could still go to 6. I think this is the game they do it to make it go to 6. I don't know.
No.
I have a weird feeling. I don't know. Now that I'm not hating on LeBron, I think he's got a chance. And now it's different now. Watching LeBron with a totally different lens has been fun.
All right. Anyway, it's time for some NBA rumors. So first off, staying on the finals topic a little bit, what is wrong with Iguodala? Where is he?
Yeah, it's so confusing. Like, I thought it was just a leg bruise just when he was out. Like, I thought that was the first thing. He was just, like, doubtful and, like, because he had a leg bruise. But now it's game 2 of the finals, and he's still doubtful. And, like, it's not even, like, doubtful, like, 10 minutes before the game. It's like he's out the day before. Like, it's just – I feel that there's more going on than what we know. And it's just a really weird situation that's lingered for this long.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think they're probably covering up something.
Yeah, it feels like there's got to be something.
Yeah, maybe they are covering up something. Keep making the Cavs think that he's gonna play at some point. But, I mean, apparently he's making more of an impact than we think he should have. At least, like, not being on the court for the Warriors, like, he should not be making like a 20-point difference.
Yeah.
Against the Cavs, they have 4 other All-Stars,
I mean, I think
4 other Hall of Famers.
I think he makes a bigger impact in this series than he does in the Rockets. Like, if he was healthy in this series, I think it's a completely different ballgame. He's defended LeBron in the finals before,
they lost their 5th best player.
Oh, I agree. No, I said that a few episodes ago. I don't think it's no excuse for if they lose. There's no excuse with Iguodala. I'm just saying that compared to the Rockets, Cavs, Iguodala matches up better against the Cavs, and so I think LeBron will not have these 50-point gains if Iguodala is healthy, because he knows at least more than Klay Thompson, whoever, when they have to switch on how to stop LeBron.
Okay, so let's move on from the best teams in the league to one of the worst. The Brooklyn Nets apparently are looking to add a stretch 4 to their team. Who should they target?
I think there's a few guys. Jabari Parker and Aaron Gordon, or if you just want to throw freaking a lot of money at them, like try to get them to come. I don't think that's the right move, because I think they're starting to build a core where it's not worth having all these bad contracts. So
They're
don't
building
have
a core.
Yes,
Who?
they have D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and then they're gonna have their pick next year. That's definitely a core. It's better than the Knicks. All they have is Porzingis and Ntilikina. Like, that's, and so then I think guys
I
who
would
were
take the Knicks core over that.
just Porzingis and Ntilikina.
Yes.
Yes, I'd take that.
I wouldn't. Then I think you can look at Channing Frye and Bielitsa as guys to be like veteran shooters at the 4, and then look at that 30th pick from the draft. I think Mo Wagner is a interesting fit there, because he can come in, bring some swagger, and shoot the 3.
I like the Mo Wagner thing, but I think you should go after a guy like Aaron Gordon or Jabari Parker in free agency. I mean, you got to get some more talent on that team. They don't have a lot right now, and they have a lot of expensive contracts, so I don't even know if they'll be able to throw it at him. But if Thad Young opts out of his contract with the Pacers, I think he would be an interesting fit. A reunion with the Nets. He can bring some toughness to that team. He makes a huge impact on the Pacers.
That's funny.
And,
a reunion.
Yeah, he can shoot the ball too. Stretch 4.
Yeah, I'm not that high on Jabari or Aaron Gordon, but I just don't think they're worth close to a max, whatever they're going to pay him, $15-20 million. I think Aaron Gordon had his best season this year, and I think Jabari Parker, his injuries have just piled up, and it's not worth that kind of risk. So I just think you go with a cheaper option like Frye, who's a great veteran guy. You talk to the Cavs, Lakers, whoever's had him, they've all loved him. Bielitsa is literally just a shooter and is a baller, and then Wagner, I think, is a young piece that could come in.
Yeah, I agree with you guys.
All right. So Isaiah Thomas, obviously he had an interesting season the past year, but now he thinks he's going to be on the NBA 2K20 cover. Is he crazy?
Yeah. He began this season as a probably max contract guy in the offseason, and now he might not make $10 to $15 million. Like, I need to see the old IT before I even think 2K covers. Like, this free agency will be a big situation, big deal for his situation, because if he goes to a team like, obviously he's not going to, like the Celtics, that's a lot different than if he goes to like the Magic. So I think it's going to be just a matter of where he signs, and that could play out his future. But I need to see the old IT.
Yeah, he needs like get off Twitter. He's been playing really, really bad lately, and he needs an offense just designed around him in order to play like the player he was. So
yeah, think like as much as like he didn't want to go to the bench when he went to the Lakers and everything, I think he'd work great as a sixth man. He'd come off the bench and just dominate against some backups.
See, that was such a weird situation when it came to the Lakers because like he got traded and within the hour you heard his agent like saying that, but then once he got there, we never heard anything about him not wanting to start except for the one time in a press conference he said in free agency, I'm not going anywhere that I won't start. Like he never really had an issue with the Lakers. And, like, he thrived at that six-man role. Some games, I was like, thank God he's coming in. Also, he's not good for a young team with a core. Like, he's not good for the Lakers, not good for, like, the Sixers because he's too ball-dominant. But, like, a team like the Celtics, I know it's, like, stupid because he's not going to go there. Like, with Kyrie, he'd be a great six-man to come in. Or a team like, I don't know, like an older team that just needs some bench up, like the Blazers. He'd be a great backup for the Blazers. Stuff like that where they're just – he needs – space, and he needs the ball. He's not an off-ball guy by any means.
He needs to forget about the 2K cover and start like trying to find a role that's good for him. Like if he wants to go put up stats on a terrible team, like go ahead. But I think Brad Stevens also made a huge impact on him and was a big reason that he was so good in Boston. But I think
I'm trying to think of what team actually fits him though. Like
I don't know. I'm taking him as a six man though.
I
think
think
he'd be absolutely perfect in that role.
I mean, the Raptors would be an interesting fit. They don't have money though. That's the thing. Is a lot of these teams that make sense, like the Blazers and the Raptors, have literally no money. The Pistons, maybe. I mean, they have Griffin and Drummond. Do you think that'd be?
He's not a top tier passer though.
If Reggie Jackson there, they trade him. No, he's still there.
Yeah. But I think the Pistons.
What about the Pacers?
No, I don't want to.
Unless he's willing to come off the bench now.
The Heat have Dragic. The Hawks could throw money at him. The last team that would be interesting, I don't know how they'd make it work, would be the Nuggets. They got Millsap and Jokic. They have Jamal Murray. If they could figure out a way to get IT as a six-man.
The Knicks, maybe? Him and Porzingis? I think that'd be cool.
Dude, he would be all over that media. That'd actually really interesting. I think that would be good. And he gets to go home to Boston a lot. Yeah, I like that, actually. The Knicks is a good fit.
All right. Anyway, let's move on. Bobby Portis also has some confidence in himself. He says he can be the 2019 NBA Six-Man of the Year.
Yes, he's crazy, if that's the question, because I can't tell you one positive thing he did this year besides punching Nikola Mirotic. Literally the only reason I know like what he did this year. He will never win a six-man with the Bulls team they have now anyway, because your team has to be good. Lou Williams saw that last year when he was on the Lakers and had like 25 a game. He wasn't going to win it because Eric Gordon was on a better team. Like, he's got a bad situation, and he's not that good. Yeah, he's just not that good.
Yeah, I don't think he can win because he's on the Bulls. But I think he has a case, though, because he's only 23, and last year he had 13.2 points per game, 6.8 rebounds. He's still young, and he's another piece on that Bulls team that has an interesting young core.
He was the sixth leading scorer on their team, though. Like, you're not even the best on one of the bottom three teams in the league. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean, he's the first guy off the bench. I mean,
he's a six-man.
Well, yeah.
I know, but he's just like, Eric Gordon's still in the league. Lou Williams still in the league. Like, probably not. Like, 2027 maybe. But, yeah. I don't know. It was interesting.
All right. That is all we have for today's episode. Make sure you guys check us out on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and we are trying to get ourselves on Spotify.
Yeah,
so
it's a mess,
stay
but we're
tuned.
getting on it.
Yeah. That's all we have today, and we will see you guys on Monday.
Yep.